one and all to the K.O.E. Nation for a re-entry appeal in the Bourbon Tournament. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., joined by my indomitable broadcast partner,
Tony G, the Blend Master. Like, share, subscribe. This is not an elimination by any means. We're giving this single barrel a fair shake. We did the Heaven Hill line. We weren't blown away.
No.
So we thought it was only fair to give the other entries of the Evan Williams line a fair shake to stake their claim.
Since Evan Williams, strangely enough, outperformed Elijah Craig, I did not see that coming.
I didn't either.
And big shocker, it outperformed Larceny. I know.
You don't have to mention that again.
No. But, yes, we are here to review Evan Williams. I am your King of Extreme, Lord Phil, here to get into this. So, Tony, yes, let's start opening these marvelous art pieces.
Not going to take a whole lot. Because I don't have much expectation coming from the regular stuff. Would you like more?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. All right.
That's your entry-level Evan Williams. This is the single barrel that we have previously enjoyed.
Oh, wow, you're going Glen Cairn.
Absolutely. We'll save a little bit of that.
I was going to do at least a white label for my Glen Cairn. My God.
This, actually, I'm excited about a little bit because I have seen people purchase this. I've seen people enjoy this. This is the Evan Williams 1783 Small Batch.
Well, this at least has a chance being small batch. And then this one, the white label bonded, like this one's got a cult following behind it. I don't get it, but call me crazy.
Let's find out.
I don't think I'm going to join the cult.
That's fair.
I could be wrong. The little opening tab thing only went a quarter inch, so we're already off to a great start. There we go. Found the
one
rest
of these will make it into
the Bourbon Tournament. Yes, it will.
I have a feeling it's not going to be the single barrel.
What?
I know. Calling me crazy. I don't know.
So, all right. Oh wow, that's way too much.
That's good.
No, keep pouring it.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so we are going to start off. All right, we're going to start off with Evan Williams Black Label.
The regular. It smells about like the single barrel.
Smell, but with a little bit more of that Jim Beam earthy clay.
Yeah.
But not quite as pronounced, because that was
clay.
all I got from Jim Beam. But there's almost like a hint that there's whiskey here.
Yeah.
I know, crazy.
All right. Actually, that's fairly pleasant.
Easy to go down, but much like everything from Heaven Hill, there's just not much there.
No, there's not a lot there, but this is actually pretty approachable in terms of drinking it neat. This is 43%, so it's not heavy on the bourbon. It's not bad. Honestly, this is very drinkable.
It'd be a great mixer.
Great, I've seen people abandon Jack Daniels completely because this looks so similar in label, but once they start drinking it, they like it more than Jack Daniels. I can see why. Absolutely, this is much more.
I'd take this over a bottle of Jack.
Oh, any day, hands down. This is actually not bad. I'm not at all upset about
if
this.
that's the standard you're judging it by, I'd take a bottle of this over Jack.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Honestly, that's pretty good.
And it mixed better.
Yeah, definitely.
So, alrighty. Well, as a bourbon, what would you grade that?
As a bourbon, I'm gonna say that's a 3.5.
I was gonna say it's right middle of the line. I was gonna give it 2.5 as a bourbon.
I'm gonna say 3.5 because I think this would be a really nice way to get somebody introduced to the bourbon. Because people who drink different kinds of whiskey who aren't onto the bourbon kick yet, this would be a great way to introduce them. And then you could start introducing them to the spicier, higher proof. Like this is, like you said, great cocktail. This is a perfect cocktail for a bourbon.
So, but I'm going to say it's a perfect middle of the line.
It surprised me.
Yes. I was expecting to give this something with a 1 from it.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yes, I could see where you're coming from, but I'm going to stick with middle of the line bourbon.
So 2.5?
2.5.
And if I gave it 3.5, that's going to average it out to about a 3.
Yes, that's fair. Now, we won't get into the full grading, but shelving.
It's a bottom.
Yeah, same here.
Bottom.
So, all right, we move onward and upward to the single barrel Evan Williams.
I don't like the nose on this. I don't know. It's so bland, but there's a pugnance to it.
I was about to say it's like flat tap water.
Yeah, there's something there I don't like on the nose. And this beat out Larceny and Elijah Craig, which doesn't...
Yeah. Not saying a lot.
No.
There is kind of that, like you said, there's a pungence. It's like kind of like an old rope. It's been left
I don't know. There's something about it. Like, it's drinkable. It's got a sweetness. It's not offensive. It's just not interesting. And this is a 43.3%, 86.6 proof. It's okay. I just wouldn't ever rush out to...
I can definitely see why you blend it.
Yeah, this is a fantastic mixer for a cheap bourbon cocktail, but the fact that even has a distinction other than just cheap whiskey, I don't know.
As
not
a
great.
Bourbon, what would you give this?
This is a 2.5 for me.
This is a 2 for me.
Okay.
And I'm being generous.
All right.
Probably by about a 1/4 star. So.
I'm sorry, it's not good. And that's why we had to do the rest of the line, because while that won against the other Heaven Hill bourbon entries,
it was grading on a really bad scale.
It had a very high probability of being replaced. And it's, as it sits right now, this is already beating it out.
I was about to say, can we just go ahead and eliminate that now?
Yeah, that can just go away.
Yeah, that's that.
There you go.
All right. So now there were 3.
Right now, this is the front runner.
I'll even just put this glass over here.
You know, that's... Yeah, all right. We're just going to say, you're gone. You did enough to get yourself to the tournament. Now it's time to let the heavies take over.
All right. So, we now move on to this bad boy. Yes. Evan Williams, small batch, sour mash.
And now this, again, this is not super offensive. This is an 86 proof. Just barely lighter than the other. On the nose, it has a lot of the same qualities.
But there's something there.
A little. But I'm still...
There's at least ethanol to smell there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like that.
There is a corn...
Yeah,
corn
it's like that, but a little stronger on the nose.
Like you can tell they put some more mellow corn in this one.
There you go.
The mash build might be like 70% mellow corn.
That'll help. Definitely better. The finish is a little more...
Now that I said mellow corn, it tastes like mellow corn with some rye in there.
Yeah, which honestly, not terrible.
No,
that's a decent sipper. It's yeah,
it's just better. It
is better. It's got the spiciness that one lacks. The 1783.
Save some of that single barrel.
Yeah, it has that spice that you expect from a bourbon that one lacks. It's not bad at all. But I'm gonna say it. I think this is still front runner.
We'll come back to it.
All right, how are we grading that?
As a bourbon and it's shelving. As a bourbon, I'm gonna give this one 2.75. So it's the best one of the line for me thus far.
I think, 2.75 is fair. I agree.
Still a bottom shelf though.
Yeah, it's still bottom.
I'd be shocked if any of them break that, but we've got Evan Williams White Label, the cult classic. People really like this stuff. Evan Williams Bonded, 100 proof.
Bonded is in right now, and I don't know. I see this more and more, honestly, and that's kind of why I was eager to try the rest of the line out, see what the fuss was about with this. So I didn't think it was fair to do the others and not entertain this. Hopefully, we got something here. There's nothing there.
There's ethanol.
There's nothing. No, there's no nose to this. I can't get past the nose. There's nothing here.
Yeah, it's like the Evan Williams single barrel. There's really not much there.
Look. There's more there. Wait a minute. But there's more on the regular. On the nose. Like, I gotta... There's nothing... That...
I'm just getting some vanilla.
This is the weakest
a
nose.
Slight bit of Evan Williams does not seem to prize its nose too high.
No, there's no... For being... 100 proof! This is 100 proof, and... There's no nose. I wouldn't even know I was smelling whiskey.
To their credit, though, it does cover the ethanol pretty well.
Sure, but
if
there's
that's
nothing.
what your goal is, to not smell alcohol, they did an all right job.
There's no... Did you pour out of the right bottle?
Grain.
All right.
I'm just... Yeah, on the nose, I'm getting grain. That's about it.
Okay. That tastes like bourbon.
Tastes like bourbon.
That
don't
tastes like
smell
bourbon.
Like
No, there's no smell here. I'm blown away by the nose. I'm flabbergasted. Honestly, like that's one of those nose to palate. I'm just stunned by. There's nothing here.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I've come back to the first one.
There's nothing here.
The Black Label has the best nose.
Yeah.
And this one might have the best palate.
You know...
I figured you were about to blend master.
I'm getting there.
This is science, folks. These are the experiments that we find. So, Tony, this is tough. We're going to go through them. Small batch.
It's out.
Small batch is out. We're down
I don't think there was any argument there.
to the classic chess match. Evan Williams White Label, Evan Williams Black Label.
Okay, I'm stunned here. I thought for sure that the 1783 was at least going to be in the conversation at the end, and it's not because it's so similar. The single barrel and the small batch are so similar, but this surprised me. I rated it much higher than you did. It's approachable, it's drinkable, it'd be great for cocktails, it kind of hits on all the cylinders, and it's beyond affordable. But this was under, this is like you can find this for under $15 in your local Walmart. This is a cheap, affordable bourbon that you could introduce, mix, drink, anyway. This, also affordable, under $20 at your local Walmart. This is not expensive by any means, but there's nothing on the nose.
Grain, that's it.
Maybe some grain, if you can find it. But it tastes like a bourbon. I honestly, I'm torn here.
My vote is going to barely eke towards the White Label.
Okay.
Just because so many people say it's just the best thing of all time. The Black Label here is good, and we might do an appeals process to this one in the future. But I think barely, not by much. Now, if you were to give it by a nose, it would go to Evan Williams Black Label. If you were to give it to palate, it'd go to White Label, which is tough. Which one do you favor going into the bourbon tournament?
To go up against other bourbons, it's going to have to be the White Label. It has to be, but I cannot believe
it was that
how
close.
weak that nose is.
Yeah, I'm kind of having a hard time believing it was that close. Yep.
I don't understand it. I'm just shocked. Little perplexed here, folks.
So, folks, we were here to see it barely, and not even by a nose.
Definitely not by a nose.
Evan Williams White Label is the new champion of the Heaven Hill Distillery going into the bourbon tournament. putting it up against some pretty heavy hitters, T. So, we have now, with this last review, cinched the Heaven Hill Distillery. And I'm betting that's better.
Oh, God, yes. Basically, where all four lack, they come together to form a very nice palate. And actually, a spicy bourbon nose. Here you go. Evan Williams, if you're paying attention.
Just blend it all.
I'm sure at this point you have been. All of your entries thus far have lacked severely in one category, but they've done pretty well in another. Price isn't the point here. We're talking taste and nose. It took 4 of your bottles to get the nose and the flavor profile where it needs to be.
The flavor's there, the nose still isn't.
No, but it's a lot closer.
Yes, so...
Not a bad
folks,
one, though.
We now know what the Heaven Hill representative will be in the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament. Whew, this is going to be an interesting one, folks.
Yeah.
Heaven Hill, you're in, but Evan Williams, you are in the deep end of the pool. We're putting you in there against some pretty heavy hitters.
And you're on reserve.
Yes.
If for some reason White Label can't show up to the game, Black Label's right there.
He runs empty for some reason.
Yeah, he's right there.
So, folks, keep your eyes on this space for when the Bourbon Tournament finally unfolds, and we are getting closer, folks. But as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for the final deciding round for the entry of the Heaven Hill Distillery. I am your King of Extreme, Lord Phil K.O.E., signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only.
The blend master Tony G gives this a 3 1/4 on a blend scale. Bottle this.
I'll give it 2.5. My own blend. So, folks, please like, share, subscribe. Keep your eyes on this space because we are getting closer to the Sweet 16 tournament, which might just coincide with another Sweet 16 tournament. We shall see. We're about to enter into Bourbon March Madness here, folks. It could happen. Keep your eyes on the space.